Hello there, this is Bic Benedict. We're playing Devil May Cry Definitive Edition, Vergil's Downfall, on Gods Must Cry difficulty. And I know it's not called Gods Must Cry, but I wanted to say that one time. And we are on mission 4 of 6. Next chapter will be the Hollow Vergil boss fight, which I pray to God that I can be able to pull off. I haven't done it yet. Before I forget though, the witch, when you face the witch, I think the last chapter, right, we faced a witch with the two rages, and I said to use the blistering swords, which is square plus X, or that would be X plus A on the 360 paddle. You can actually do a better move on the witch, which expends the same amount of devil trigger, namely 1 square, and it's called the storm swords. Storm swords. And instead of doing square plus X or X plus A, it's towards, and then X plus A or square plus X. And it does a circular attack around an enemy and pokes them from all sides with, I guess pokes is not a good word, but it stabs them from all sides, and with the sword illusion technique. And it takes the witch instantly out of her shield or portal and puts her into stun status. And before, what I was doing was I was using just the blistering swords, and it takes 2 of those to get her out of her portal and put her into stun status. So you don't want to do the blistering swords unless you want to expend twice the effort and not conserve your devil trigger in the process by using the storm swords. So it's towards, and then the combination of buttons that I mentioned before, so I don't sound like a broken record, so to speak. If you'll excuse the colloquial expression. But this wave here, I died many a time over here just because of the nature of the harpies. Better techniques on these guys. Actually, no, it doesn't matter with them, because I think they have a different construct than the shielded Bathos enemies, or Bathos enemies. But you want to do the right trigger, or R2 plus square. Let's just dispense with the Xbox 360 controllers, because we're not using that particular paddle this time. If I were playing on the Xbox One, I would be referencing those controls, but I'm not, since I don't own one of those machines, and I hear it's actually a really horrible machine. But I don't really care. I don't take a side on the consoles. I just want to play good games. And this fight here, let's just take a look at this, because some of these fights can be pretty tricky. I think this is the fight that has a butcher. I actually love the design of the butcher. If you notice it, when you face it, it's a headless monster, and it has a having loud neighbors over there is wonderful for commentary, especially white trash neighbors. Fuck, see, these people messed me up now. They're ruining my goddamn guide. Shut the fuck up, man. Goddamn son of a bitch. There's so many loud people. And I'm quiet. For the most part, I mind my own business. I don't make a bunch of fucking noise outside. These goddamn weed eaters and shit like that, and lawnmowers constantly. People mowing their lawns when they don't even need to be mown. But anyway, sorry about that. It's just, I hate spring, I hate summer. I like fall and winter, I like cold weather, I like breeze, and I hate fucking heat. And it's not really hot. We moved, so you might hear car noise because we're on the side of a highway now, even though there's a lot of other houses in the same position. But anyway, so it's all good. My room stays pretty cool. I like that. So a couple of Death Knights over here, and I think one other option for these guys is to launch them, and then, well, I can't reference that right now. I'm not really sure what I was doing before, because it ended in a death, and I had some really good footage of a possible loop in the air with these guys, but I don't remember what it is. I'm sorry if I said it and then I couldn't say what it is, but just a couple of elite Stygians over here to take care of. And I personally feel that if I can beat the next mission, I'll be able to beat this difficulty no problem. It's just it's a tough boss that's coming up, and I'm worried, like I always am, about bosses. So, oh, I do want to mention, like, one of the best subscribers that I have of recent time, Son of Seville. He has a God of War thumbnail on his user account, and I don't know what the whole Son of Seville means. Maybe if he's listening, and he will be. That's the thing. This guy he's been loyal ever since I've been publishing these videos, and he doesn't ask for anything in return. And I'm mentioning him because he's a solid subscriber. He's been commenting on damn near every video in this series. So if he can shed some light, I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it's just a personal, like, geographical thing. But you've got one of the coolest avatars I've seen, and it's just the God of War one. If you don't like that game, it's okay. But thank you to that guy. And if you want to support his channel, that would be something that I would appreciate. But you're not mandated to or anything like that. But he's a very good subscriber. He's he's always been there for these guides, and I can appreciate if you guys are fatigued with this game, but I am doing them on different difficulties. And what I thought was that people would really, people that follow me who like these games would be wanting to do this difficulty, and when I saw this difficulty, I couldn't ignore it, and I wanted to bring this difficulty to everybody to help them beat it. But sometimes people do get tired of the same old thing, and I realize that. But I'm not going to play shitty Mortal Kombat X, or the even shittier Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC, because I don't like that kind of trash. Sorry, but to me that's trash. It's just, I used to play Mortal Kombat when I was about 12 or 13, but I'm done playing that shit. So I apologize for all this profanity and stuff, but I did want to just say that when a game comes out that's actually good, it's a very rare occasion for me when I see it, because it's just a fact. I'm particularly hard to please when it comes to what I want to see and play. This fight here is actually pretty difficult. What I would say is that if you're getting damaged at all by a harpy, just reset, because it takes off half your life and it's just no way to begin a fight. So if you're wondering about the integrity of these summon swords with the sword illusion technique, just realize that if you're not getting damaged and you're using it, it's not your fault that you see it disintegrating. I think it has a set duration, and I think the amount that you're damaging enemies directly correlates to how quickly that it starts deteriorating and falling off. So they don't want you to keep using it, even because if you can do this game no damage and keep the shield the whole time, I think that would be a problem from the developer's standpoint. Sorry, I need some water. But this is a hard fight because of some rages that spawn in. But as long as you have a pit to throw enemies in, we're going to be okay. And even when there isn't a pit, it's not going to be the end of the world, because we can still do these charges. So over here we've got a couple of Death Knights, and I'm gonna be spamming the Judgment cut on these, or the Divorce cut. Sorry about that. And let's just see. This may be a 4-wave engagement over here. And I think it's one of those difficult situations of rages and harpies. If that is the case, then we'll have to see what that is all about. Because, as I mentioned, I don't have the lock-on available for me with my control scheme. Okay. Damn, did you see that? That was pretty bad. Oh, I remember this take. This was the take where I was pretty much resigned to resetting, and I just said, there's no way I can survive this, and I'm gonna parry. I'm gonna do a lot of risky parries over here, and it seems like that Whenever I'm doing really risky stuff, it seems like what is, people are sending me messages. Okay, I don't need to see the service receipt for my PayPal transaction. God damn it all. Every time you use your PayPal MasterCard, they have to send you an email. It's fucking annoying. So, what we're gonna do, I think what I did was I used the summon swords because the next fight that's coming up, it's not crucial to have your devil trigger. It will be crucial to have it after that. So, I didn't want to make this a rage video. I'm sorry about that, you guys. And I don't just say that and secretly, you know, like doing these rage videos. Speaking of doing, we're fighting a rage right now. It's kind of funny. But just parry his attack. And I would never do this if, you know, I was doing really well. But because my health is at the point where anything will kill me, I decided to do a couple of risky things, and it actually worked. Okay, so we are coming up to a couple of the final battles. Let's see what this one is here. I think it's an opportunity, like I was suspecting, to accrue our devil trigger for the final confrontation and the pseudo boss fight with the... Okay, what's the thing? I just recalled what the thing was called. The enchanted... Fucking A. I have no fucking idea. But for these enemies here, you want to do the R2 plus square attack, and that will most likely make them drop into the abyss. What are those damn things called? The wretched? I don't know. It doesn't even matter at this point. So I have defeated Vergil, Hollow Vergil, on this difficulty. It took me 3 hours. A little less than that, maybe 2.5, 2 hours and 45 minutes. But it wasn't too bad. Thought it would be a lot worse, but once you do it on Vergil Must Die, it's not that difficult. I don't think it would be that hard on Hell and Hell because you can use 3 gold orbs, and the damage you're going to be dealing him is going to be considerably a lot, you know, more than it is on this mode. So I can do that fight no problem. But I wanted to talk about this fight a little bit. You're going to have some rages over here spawning in a moment, and this is the foreshadowing of the larger rages. The baby rages here being the element of the foreshadowing. So we're just going to knock enemies into the abyss. I'm trying to remember the name of that fucking enemy. I'm sorry I'm swearing so much, but it annoys me when I can't remember something like that. Who knows? But more importantly, who cares? So what I'm going to do here is control the spawn of these. I thought this was quite brilliant. I'm sorry to have to say that about myself because it might seem like I'm being egoistic. But if you stay in this corner, get really tied up against these rocks, and one by one spawn the small rages, then you can kill one at a time at your own discretion, just like in the last video where we were controlling the spawns. So it looks like there's 4 of those smaller ones, and then when these guys come in, you can control them too. See, there's the first one, and then we spawn enemies at our own terms, on our own terms, at Big Benedict Productions. So that's what was going on right there. And what do we have left? We have, I think we just have, we have a really fun fight that I did this morning with a witch. So when you come up here, there might even be another confrontation before this. But the storm swords is definitely the way to go on those witches. And with all this accumulated knowledge that I have now, and again, I'm not giving myself unmerited praise or, you know, that right there. At this point, what is this? Is this the Death Knights? Yeah, this is a really fun but challenging fight. You've got a couple of these enemies here, accidental parry. So it's towards, and then X plus A, and you only expend 1 devil trigger square rather than doing the other move, which is, you know, you're still expending 1 devil trigger square, but you're not getting her out of her portal. The storm swords, gets her out of the portal every single time and stuns her. So you want to preserve your Devil Trigger here. Don't use it too haphazardly, because there is going to be a butcher coming. So here's a couple of wisps. Sometimes I like to engage them whilst over the abyss, since, you know, if you're dangling over the abyss, then the other enemies can't hit you. But you are going to accrue some fall damage, unless after you slay an enemy with whom you're sparring over the abyss, you can latch on to somebody else on the platform, which isn't too hard actually. But the last wave over here is a butcher, and on his heels I think you're going to have some elite Stygians and some Ravagers. So we're just going to take care of these guys here, and then I think we're going to have that final wave. I love this game. I can't tell you how much I love this game. And I'm sorry if there's a lot of fatigue on my channel with this game, but hell, it's a new game. Came out a month ago. People are already not interested in it. That's ridiculous. So I'm just going to play whatever I love, because I love this game. So I missed the perfect charge right there, probably because I wanted it really badly. In days of old, when I was doing the guide originally, I suppose I would tell you right over here to depend on the collateral damage here of the butcher's blades with these enemies here, but I wouldn't depend on it anymore, because they have a lot of resilience being double triggered. So this guy is in his termination phase, and this rock over here got in my way a little bit, and that's unfortunate. But it wouldn't have killed us, but it's still annoying to clip on a piece of rock right there. But we're waiting for this guy to explode, because that's what he is going to do once he is in his rage mode. And then it's just a matter of doing perfect charges, getting this enemy off. I like the perfect charge in this game, because it's not like you're waiting a long time to do like an ultimate technique like in Ninja Gaiden 2. You know, it's a very fast charge upskirt moment right there. Just kidding. But we're going to head on down here into this crypt area. I have no fucking idea what this enemy's called. I'm sorry. I'm mad about it. So, what this guy does is, I actually changed my jump to right trigger, so that I could try to juggle him a little bit in the air, and it's just not that effective. So I'm going to be using just some really quick slashes here, and use the devil trigger and do some perfect charges to launch him up in the air, and then combo him considerably. And watch out for the, see, he does a barbed wire attack, which sometimes encircles him, and we will deal with that guy more in the final chapter. Take care.